Adoption is a process whereby persons assume full legal responsibility and rights of a child that is not biologically theirs. In this evening's Inner Circle segment, Children's Services Associate in the Adoption Unit of the Children's Authority, Samantha Lawrence, shares that adoption can be an option for families who can no longer take care of or who do not have the means to raise an infant after birth, as there are families willing to adopt such children in Trinidad and Tobago. Mahalia Joseph-Wharton has more.
The month of September was dedicated to raising awareness about foster care and adoption for the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
It's important that we know that adoption is a process whereby persons assumes the full legal responsibility and rights of a child who are not biologically theirs. So with the adoption process, it requires that biological parents will terminate and relinquish their parental rights, and the final process would allow the adoptive parents to hold those rights and responsibility of that child.
Children's Services Associate of the Adoption Unit of the Children's Authority, Samantha Lawrence, said part of their awareness entailed engaging with stakeholders like hospitals and legal personnel to inform the public about the adoption process.
And we would have also used media, which would have been one of our biggest platforms to really reach the average person in terms of providing information and helping persons understand what is adoption and how we, the Children's Authority, can be of service to you.
Ms. Lawrence said there are two types of adoption in Trinidad and Tobago.
The first type of adoption is an open adoption, where persons already have a child in care and they now want to formalize that relationship. Then we have a close adoption for persons who desires to be adoptive parents, and they would now like the Children's Authority to place a child in their care. So when we look at the process, there are different processes when we speak about adoption.
She said if someone desires to place their child for adoption, the first phase of the process begins with contacting the adoption unit.
We have persons who are there waiting and ready, available to provide you with the information, where we would first do some background information, do a psychosocial interview, and from there you will be guided accordingly. In terms of the process for someone who desires the authority to place a child in their care, that first would start off with you being found suitable as a prospective adoptive parent.
The critical aspects in the interview with biological parents wanting to give their child up for adoption include the consequences for terminating their rights and responsibility and what it entails. The unit also ensures that the parents understand the legal ramifications of them giving up these rights. Next Wednesday, we look at the final stages of the adoption process. I'm Mahalia Joseph-Wharton, keeping tabs on your inner circle.